Good morning friends, welcome to Sharekhan pre-market view. Indian markets yesterday ended up by about 72 points gain on Sensex and about 10 points gain on Nifty. This was the fourth consecutive positive close for the Indian markets, which was led by banking sector. We had positive action in PSU banking space and overall bank Nifty was quite strong. Even the index heavyweights like SBI, ICICI Bank helped the overall indices apart from heavyweights like ITC which put on certain weight on the indices. If you look at the cues from global market, yesterday US market ended down amid plunging oil price, which led to sharp correction in energy stocks and poor data from China. The factory orders data which came in from China was pretty bad. Dow ended down by about 91 points, while S&P was down by about 5 points and Nasdaq had a cut of about 12 points. If you look at most of the Asian markets, given the overall Q, are trading in negative territory, anywhere a cut between 0.5% to 0.15%. SGX is also trading flat to negative. It is currently indicating a negative opening by 8 points ahead of the credit policy which is due today from RBI. Now, if you look at the flows from FIs in the cash market were positive. They were biased to the tune of 350 crores. However, they sold index future worth 188 crores. DIs were net seller of about 33 crores. So, after this kind of an opening and ahead of RBI policy, how Nifty is likely to trade throughout the day? Let's have a view from our derivatives team.
Good morning friends, we'll give an analysis on derivatives. In yesterday's market with negative cues from the international markets, we have seen Nifty opening up with a negative bias. But soon after the first few minutes of the trade, we have seen Nifty seeing some kind of resilience at lower level and bounce back sharply, mainly backed by the banking sector which outperformed in yesterday's trading session significantly, especially PSU banking stocks which were gainers anyway in the range of around 5 to 8% in yesterday's trade in anticipation of RBI rate cut. And due to which we have seen, however, Nifty closing just flat 0.09% at 8561.70. It was more about the banking stocks which has seen significant amount of rally in yesterday's trade. However, Nifty underperformed significantly in yesterday's trade. When the open interest terms, we have seen Nifty shedding around 2% in open interest, indicating and with price going down, indicating some kind of long unwinding was observed by market participants ahead of the event of RBI policy which is scheduled today. And the cost of carry have also reduced significantly from 5% to 3.5%. That is, Nifty premium have came down and have decreased by around 50 odd percentage from 36 points to around 18 odd points currently. While a put call ratio have inched higher only by 1 basis point from 0.91 to 0.92. And volatility index, due to the event, we have seen volatility index inching higher and have seen in 5 to 6% upside at 15.39 levels. Now on the options activity, surprisingly 8,700 call option have seen some kind of reduction in open interest of around 3.5%, while 8,600 and 8,800 call option have seen a minute build up, 8,600 of around 3%. And 8,800 call option of about 8%. Remember friends, I suggested yesterday that since we are being, since there is a policy, there is an event, hence market participants doesn't want to take any risk of writing call option, hence we have not seen significant amount of build up in call option. However, put option continues to add significant amount of significant amount of positions, while 8,500 has seen an addition of around 13%, followed by 8,600 put option. Which is at the money has seen an addition of around 11 odd percentage. However, if you see for this series, the highest put base is at 8,300 put option, and for call option it's at 8,800 strike price. There is only one securities in bank period for today's trade, that is Antec Auto. On FIs terms, they were not much active, especially in index futures. They were net sellers of around 189 odd crores. While the open interest of FIs went down by around 2% or so, indicating long unwinding was observed by them. In index options, there were net buyers of 589 crores, while stock futures, there were net buyers of 463 crores, and stock options, there were net sellers of 448 crores only. 5 days VWAP, that is for the market level. For intraday, we are seeing a 5 days VWAP at 8465 with a lower range at 8465 and higher range at 8675. Remember friends, 8675 is the higher monthly straddle break-even point, and once it bridges above that, we might see a further upside in the market. So eventually, for intraday for next couple of trading sessions, 8675 should be watched quite closely. Exit Nifty is trading a bit negative by around 6.5 odd points, indicating some kind of negative opening can be expected, and it's trading at 8558. Thank you. That's it from derivatives.
Friends, let's look at the trading ideas for the day. The first one being Hero MotoCorp. Now, Hero MotoCorp announced its numbers yesterday, and the numbers beat the street estimate. PAT came in at about 750 crore, surprising the street. What was more important was the margin expansion, which was seen after quite a long period of time. So that LEAP program now finally showing in the numbers. One can long Hero MotoCorp with stop loss of about 2680 for potential upside of 2740 and above that at 2765. India Bulls is our next idea. Again, the company announced its numbers yesterday post market. The sales came in at about 751 crore while the PAT stood at 103 crore. Quite a sharp jump. One can see positive action in India Bull real estate, and one can long it with stop loss of about 61 for potential upside of 65. Some negative news coming in for Vocard. Now, Vocard yesterday has recalled over 5 million bottles of various drugs which are used for treating ailments like blood pressure and ulcer in the US market. This is because of the deviation that the company had faced in terms of the good manufacturing practices norms which were laid by the American regulator. One can see some sharp cut on Vocard today, and one can short it with stop loss of about 1604 for potential downside of 1547. Moving on to important news update, today we have RBI bi-monthly policy review. The expectation overall on the consensus is that there would be no change in the policy rates. HSBC has increased its holding in the tire manufacturer C8 Limited. The company through various sub-accounts has increased its holding from 2.13% to 5.64%. Manufacturing PMI yesterday grew at the fastest pace in 6 months for July. Bajaj Auto yesterday announced its sales number. The sales number showed a growth of about 3% and stood at 3,30,231 units. If you look at the motorcycle sales, they grew by about 5% and stood at 2,82,433 units, while the commercial vehicle sales fell by 7% to 47,795 units. Biocon yesterday has indicated that the company is looking to gear up for the US generic push. The company wants to tap existing resources in a better way to make extra money with await bigger rewards from its huge bet on biosimilars. Some important update on land bill. Now the overall land bill panel has agreed to withdraw 6 amendments. Some sort of push being given to this bill. India has retained June to September monsoon rainfall forecast at 88% as per IMD. And SEBI has sought fresh clarification on Indigo IPO. Important results which one can watch out for today. We have Bharati Airtel, estimate here is about 1347 crores. Britannia Industry, estimate here is 151 crore. Hexaware, estimate here is 115 crore. JK Tire, estimate at 107 crore. Orient Cement, estimate here is 50 crore. Godrej Properties, estimate again here is 50 crore. Capital First, estimate is about 35 crore. Crimewell Norton, estimate here is about 29 crore, and ENIL, estimate here is 26 crore. So quite a few results, especially in the mid-cap space, coupled in the large cap category. If you look at the watch list that we've created for the day, we have Canara Bank, Syndicate Bank and Voltas which stand out at stocks with positive bias, whereas one can look to short stocks like TVS Motor, JSW Energy and IOC. Stock for long-term investment, we like Hero MotoCorp, Torrent Pharma, Axis Bank, Ultratech Cement and Infosys. That's it we have in today's session. Thank you.